Hey, welcome to the day. It's a festive day here at the show. We are so excited. We do this every year. I mean, Gretchen, how many years have we done this? Do you know? On the air.
This is the 8th year.
Wow.
8. Yeah.
8 years.
Yeah.
Damn.
Isn't that amazing?
Mike's here with his numbers. All right, so
signals.
if you're wondering what we're talking about, it's this. Our friends at DeLonghi, who we're family. We're their family. They're our family. It's just the way it is. Mm-hmm. But in addition to that, there's this recognition by both DeLonghi and our show the importance of Cookies for Kids Cancer. And so every year, DeLonghi and Mike Prager, the CEO of DeLonghi North America,
yes.
right? NA, I guess that's what that is. Every year when you go on to DeLonghi.com and you buy their incredible pieces of artwork that so happen to make the best espresso and coffee and cappuccinos in the world, a portion of those proceeds go to Cookies for Kids Cancer, which is, of course, Gretchen Witt from Cookies for Kids Cancer, one of my best friends. Hi, Gretchen.
Hi. How are you?
So for how many fingers was that? 7?
That was 8 fingers.
For 8 fingers. This is our 8th finger.
This is our 8th finger.
This year.
Finger year.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, 8 fingers.
It's amazing.
We only have 2 more left.
Then what?
Is this a sign? I don't know. Yeah, amazing. And before we talk to Gretchen about what Cookies for Kids Cancer is all about, Mike, why is it so important to you and, of course, your family at DeLonghi to be a part of this day and this message?
You know, we've been doing it for 8 years, as we've talked about, but it really came out of, my colleagues and our company telling us we want to, aside from making the world's most amazing coffee machines and espresso machines, we want to be able to do more to help, the world around us. And when we talked about different things that were important, one of the things that, made its way to the top of the list were, helping kids that were, really sick, and also that we could really feel like we could have an impact and help. And, 8 years later, we feel really lucky to have found Gretchen and Elvis, you and the show, and in our little way, be able to help a lot of kids out there. So
your little way. I love it. He's like, in our little way.
Well, when you look at the magnitude of what Gretchen has done, we're just a very small piece of an amazing thing that she's created.
Okay, Mr. CEO, I must disagree with you. Even though we're looking at a big number, which is about to be exchanged from DeLonghi to Cookies for Kids Cancer, the fact that you and your staff and your family come here to talk about it magnifies it even that much more. So little thing, schmiddle thing. Yeah. Sorry, must disagree. You guys are doing monumental things.
Thanks, Elvis.
Can I ask how you first found Gretchen? Like, how did you guys find each other in the beginning?
Were you in Girl Scouts together?
Yeah.
There's a lot of different little touch points that occurred, but there were colleagues of ours that had worked with iHeart in the past, that knew of what Gretchen was doing, and multiple things sort of happened at the same time. We also had, unfortunately, we had some members of our own team that suffered through very similar family situations that Gretchen and suffered through, and so.
But tell them the crazy coincidence.
Yeah, one of our colleagues has a son that suffered the exact same. A son, Liam, that suffered the exact same, very difficult cancer illness that Gretchen's Liam had. And so there were just a lot of elements to it that kind of came together at once. And we just felt like it was a really, really right thing to do. And, here we are 8 years later. And I would say to, everybody out there with their help, it's not only 8 years later, it's $750,000 later,
wow.
over the 8 years, between what your listeners have done, what DeLonghi has done, what Elvis, you have done, and Gretchen. Just from this relationship, we've been able to contribute. And I know Gretchen later will probably mention, what certain amounts of money can do, what $100,000 can do, which really meant a lot to us because $100,000 we know is a magical number. So there were a lot of pieces that came together, Elvis.
Well, I love how you tell the story about how you and Gretchen connected, and DeLonghi and Cookies for Kids Cancer connected. But the way I connected with Gretchen is we served in prison together.
I knew it.
It was a co-ed prison. We worked in the cafeteria line together.
Yeah.
We did.
So, okay, you said so far the marriage between DeLonghi and Cookies for Kids Cancer has reached $750,000? All right, so let's go talk to Gretchen for a second. So, Liam, of course, every chef in New York City and beyond knows of the legacy of Liam, who passed away, but definitely was so intrigued and passionate about cooking and restaurants, and that if Liam were alive today, he would be struggling like all of the restaurants in town. No, I didn't mean that. He would be in the restaurant business, right?
Oh, for Liam, it was all about the connection with people and the relationships that you have with people. And there's something magical that happens when people gather around a table. And that was what he just gravitated towards. And
that's the nourishment of restaurants.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. It's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And then the fact that Mike and the DeLonghi team had a colleague named Liam who was dealing with the same diagnosis was just this crazy, it's just like crazy coincidence. Or is it a coincidence? Or like get into those conversations like
it's magic.
Yeah.
And it started with Liam and cookies. Like, let's bake cookies and raise money. And so being a great mom, Gretchen bakes up friggin' 90,000 cookies. And I'm not exaggerating. It was like 90,000 cookies. 96,000 cookies.
What kind of oven do you have?
Seriously. You want to come over?
Yeah.
We can bake together anytime, Gandhi.
You haven't heard about the DeLonghi massive oven that they're coming out with? Well, so, and then, of course, it exploded into this massive world of cookies for kids' cancer. And also some of the most incredible pastry chefs, cookie chefs in the world here in New York City, especially.
Well, it started. I thought I was doing a one-time fundraiser. I thought there was a treatment that was in development. They needed funding. I don't run marathons. I didn't want to climb Mount Everest. I'm like, shoot, I'll bake some cookies. Then the number, like, how many are you going to make? I knew about 80 families at the time who had children battling cancer. I had read a story that the average Girl Scout sells 100 boxes of cookies. So I'm like, okay, 80 times 100.
Right.
Okay, that's 90. That's 8,000 dozen. That's 96,000 cookies. Okay, let's do it. Like, how hard can this be? Yeah.
Oh my God.
What could possibly go wrong?
Like famous last words.
And then the chef community of New York City just stepped up. And Christina Tosi, of course, from Milk Bar. I mean, all of them just started coming out and going, here's cookies. Let's sell them. And now it's Chefs for Kids Cancer.
Well, and our annual event is the Chefs for Kids Cancer event because Liam wanted, I couldn't keep him out of the kitchen. Like, no matter what. And I would try to tiptoe in the kitchen at times and like, I just need to make something very quickly. It was as if he had radar hearing, and he, no matter where he was in the house, like, oh, what are we doing? And he would pull up his little stand that he would stand in when kids are little, and they have those stands. Of course, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
And he was always in the kitchen. He always wanted to help. And so years later, after he lost his battle, there was this question of, okay, what are we going to do to honor him and his spirit? That's where Chefs for Kids Cancer came up. And the thing about the chef event is that the chefs are in the center of the room, as you know, and they are the community that is celebrated because that's the community that Liam wanted so much to be a part of. And obviously this year it was even more exciting because DeLonghi joined me in presenting somebody very special with the Good Cookie of the Year award.
Who was it?
Me.
I know. I was there.
Gretchen got on stage and said, okay, this year we want to start the Good Cookie of the Year award. And here's a list of these things we love about this person. And she went down this list. I'm like, wow, this person's great. I can't wait to find out who it is. I want to be this person's friend. And then she said, Elvis Duran. I went, oh, stop. Really? Surprise. I was just so honored and so upset that Mike Prager couldn't be there because he injured himself playing basketball. Hello. What? Stop that.
Nice.
You can watch basketball on TV. No, I'm kidding. But thank you so much for that. But let's talk about when money goes into Cookies for Kids Cancer, including $750,000 so far from DeLonghi. $100,000 does what and has solved what so far? Give
Absolutely.
us proof.
So
give us
we
proof.
actually, I spent most of the day yesterday working on this. By the end of this year, we will have granted over $21 million.
Wow.
21 million, which is incredible.
Wow.
And like I said, I thought I was going to do this once. I didn't think that $21 million later we would still be doing this.
What does that do, 21 million?
So what 21 million does is it brings Aiden Brown from Indianapolis to New York City to share with a whole group of people there about how he is alive because of not one, not two, but 3 treatments that we helped to fund.
Wow.
3 treatments. So,
Treatments that had never been heard of before. The money goes in to help them come up with these treatments.
So what we
The
do,
grant.
right, we receive grant requests from our partner centers. Those grant requests are reviewed by a separate medical advisory board because I'm not a scientist. I wouldn't know what is the strongest science. And we fund all kinds of pediatric cancers, not just the kind that Liam had, because I've always felt that the heartache that I feel as a mother who lost a child to neuroblastoma, which is what my son lost his battle to, is the same heartache that a mom and a dad of a child with Ewing sarcoma or osteosarcoma or rhabdomyosarcoma or DIPG or any one of the other kinds of pediatric cancer has. So my goal was to fund the strongest science, not a specific kind. And in terms of where the money goes, we have 7 partner centers, but we also match dollar for dollar what the federal government gives for every child enrolled in something called the PEP-CTN, which is basically it's the phase 1 trials that happen in 42 centers across the country and in Canada and in Australia, so around the world. And that's really important because what that does is it gives kids access to cutting edge treatments. But the thing that is, to me, the most important is that we will only fund treatments that are less toxic because kids have their whole lives to live and they can't be burdened with these long-term side effects. And 2/3 of kids who go through cancer treatment now have debilitating, significant long-term side effects. I mean, Liam was already, he had hearing loss. He would never have been able to have children. He probably had cognitive issues. He would never have been able to lift something over 15 pounds because it would have literally exploded his heart. Is that winning?
No. So we're talking about curing cancer, but also talking about a life after the cure.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm in. Is anyone else in?
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
of course.
I'm in.
And you can tell, by the way, how serious this is to everyone in the room because if you look around, there were multiple moments where people are crying. They're all crying.
But and it's sad, but it becomes a sad story if you don't help to make it better. But if there's something that you can do to make it better, then why wouldn't you do it?
Right.
And there are now more than 24 new treatment options out there because of people, because of everybody in this room, because of your listeners, and your listeners are amazing. I mean, every time I get so many, I'm here because of Elvis. I'm here because of Elvis. I'm here because of Elvis. I mean, you guys are just amazing. But that's what it takes. That's what it takes. Like if you share the story, then you get people involved.
It's
right.
real too because Gretchen is personally involved making sure money goes, listening from the experts. It goes directly to things that matter, and there's no paperwork or red tape or anything like that. It's very
In a
meaningful,
short period of
the way
time.
it works.
Yeah.
The way it works.
I mean, if you were to if you were to submit a grant to the National Cancer Institute, it would take up to 2 years to get the check. Oh, wow.
It's a big institution, and that's why. A lot of red tape, right? A lot of filters that has
But
to go
kids
through.
don't have up to 2 years.
Exactly.
They don't have that time. Liam, so for us, it's less than 90 days. Liam passed away. 7 months later, the very first treatment that we helped to fund became available with that $96,000.
Wow.
So it's months. It's months.
What text are you reading?
Oh, man, they're coming in. So I love Cookies for Kids Cancer. I've been donating for the last 5 years, placing an order later today.
Thank you.
To DeLonghi, it does make the greatest coffee on the planet. I broke my sister's Dynamica this morning while visiting her. I only go for the coffee. Someone's going to be banned from
I bet
her
we can
sister.
send her another one.
Okay.
Get the number.
Okay.
That's the thing. People out there are listening and responding. So if someone wants to give, cookiesforkidscancer.org.
Correct. Thank you very much.
But you get something in return. You get cookies. I guess I don't talk about it. What do you get?
So go to cookiesforkidscancer.org. I will say that if you order your cookies today, you will not get them before Christmas. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But
Grab a package of Oreos and pretend you're good. They're not as good.
So you can participate in a lot of different ways. You can either go online and order one of a dozen flavor of cookies. You can make a straight donation. You can become a member of the Cookie Jar, which is a monthly donation. I mean, it seems appropriate, right? And you do get cookies for that. Or you can sign up to have an event. I mean, there are over 1,000 grassroots events that happen every year. We're cresting up on 17,000 grassroots events, which are just amazing and literally melt my heart every time I see like a child standing there talking about why it's important to fund pediatric cancer, which is the #1 disease killer of kids in the U.S. And the cancers that kids get, as you guys are well-versed, are totally different than the cancers adults get. And so therefore, they need research specific for them. So you can sign up to have a grassroots event. I have written so many college application letters of recommendation, because you'll get a kid and their family who get involved when a kid is young, and then the child takes over, and then it becomes this like long-term project where they keep building and growing an annual grassroots events. Typically, it's a bake sale, but we've seen everything from fun runs to bachelor auctions to bowling tournaments to lacrosse tournaments, and you name it. I mean,
That's it. I'm going to do a lacrosse tournament.
On your new farm, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to see that. Look, okay, so cookiesforkidscancer.org, and always you got to support the people who support, and that's DeLonghi. Good God, yes. You know, when you buy into any product or whatever, and you buy it because you like it, you buy it because you need it, you buy it because you've been using it since you were a kid. But when you find a company like DeLonghi that actually does something beyond give you a beautiful coffee maker, espresso maker, it makes all the sense in the world. With that said, you had something else you want to say?
No.
So we have a check presentation as we do every year. And
It's always so exciting to
I
see
know.
what it is.
it is. We have the tension bed. Should I play this stupid music?
That's good.
Well, where's the check? It's always the
there.
oversized check, which,
Yeah.
by the way, I don't think
Correct.
banks accept these. Turn this thing off. Okay. Okay, just hand me that. And so,
got it.
Mike, come over here. And these aren't the official photos, but we can start.
I like the gold paper.
I know, it's nice. So this year, DeLonghi again put their money where their mouths are, and they said when you buy your incredible DeLonghi products, a nice big festive portion of these proceeds go to Cookies for Kids Cancer. Wow, this feels heavier than usual. I gotta be honest. Is it just the cardboard's heavier? I don't know. Maybe the number's bigger. So far, this relationship with, why am I the only one who can open this stuff? The relationship between DeLonghi and Cookies for Kids Cancer has brought in $750,000.
Amazing.
And this year, I'm going to see it before anyone else.
Okay.
Help me with
I'm
this.
going to open this for 2 hours.
Hello, I know, I'm trying to. And whoever wraps your DeLonghi gifts, the same thing. Oh my God. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, paid to the order of Cookies for Kids Cancer from DeLonghi's checking account. $95,000.
Oh my God.
Wow, that's amazing.
$95,000.
one ever.
Wow.
This is the big one here.
Incredible.
Oh my
Wow.
Okay, let's do the math. So it was $750,000
Yep.
plus $95,000 is $845,000, right?
Yes.
That's insane.
Ooh. Do you want to be more insane? What if we, so we're at $845,000. What if we took it up to $1 million right now?
Yes.
What if, we won't, but we won't do it. But
Are you?
we're gonna match. We're gonna take it up to $1 million right now.
Oh my God.
Oh my
1 million.
gosh.
Done deal.
Wait a minute. Wait, when you say this
You.
are we on? Okay.
I got this is now $1 million. Well, it has to be. We'll figure out
Why
the
don't
math.
you do the official Like,
Well, I don't know. So 95. How much?
no,
is
just
it?
scratch out this,
It's
and you can put
125,000 is what it is.
95.
Someone do the math.
Hold on, 845 to $1 million. You need to give 155,000 more dollars.
Woo!
Are you sure?
More
I
dollars.
totally misread that one.
Wow.
That's amazing.
155,000 from DeLonghi and the Elvis Duran Morning Show is going to take this cooperation between all of us up to $1 million.
Oh my God!
That's unbelievable, Elvis.
Good going.
wow.
Good going.
So what that will do?
Yeah. What will that do? 155,000 from DeLonghi and our show. What does that do?
What that will do is it will fund. I mean, 100,000 will fund 1 year of a research project.
Wow, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So it will fund more than one solid year of a research project. And this year, our research projects are, they're unbelievable. They're looking at the most difficult kinds of cancers that just typically don't get the funding that they need because they're scary and they're challenging, and yet if you don't fund the research, then you don't have a chance of making an impact on a child's life.
Then let's do it. Let's go for
So-
it. Congratulations.
Amazing.
And
Thank you.
Let me tell you, to be able to be a partner with DeLonghi to do this for Cookies with Kids Cancer, what an honor for us, right?
Amazing.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Elvis.
And you
the
guys,
team.
thank you, Gretchen and Mike and everyone at DeLonghi. Here, come. you gotta
Do
close
we
it.
have time for one other special thing we wanted to do? We have a very special gift for you, Elvis. That we
For
wanted
me?
to- for you.
Oh, I hope it's a new Cadillac.
It
Is
looks
a,
like one.
Is it a Cadillac?
It's a compressed Cadillac.
Are you going to be able to open this?
Okay, who wraps these things for you people? This is like, oh my God. No, please. Oh my gosh. It looks
What
like
is it? What is it?
I'm afraid to rip it. Who raps for you? They're the best rappers in the world. Okay.
Oh!
What is it? I don't know what. How do you know what it is?
Because I saw them doing this stuff.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's made out of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
That's coffee.
It's a painting of Max and Ollie, my schnauzers. It's painted with coffee.
With coffee. It's an amazing artist.
So I can
that
lick this for a
paint
quick
with
pick me up?
coffee. And we thought this would be very special for you.
Oh my
Beyond-
God, I love it.
You can put that in the DeLonghi.
That's crazy.
Drink it.
That is so cool.
I'm gonna lick my puppies. This is awesome.
That's
I cannot thank you
awesome.
enough.
Oh,
What a thoughtful
that's so
gift.
cool.
Because you know I love dogs more than people.
Yes. Yes.
That's awesome. Wow.
Is it okay to say that? So thank you. That is.
Amazing.
You have no idea. I know we've been on for a long time, and thank you guys for listening to us. But you understand the importance of all of this. This is why we come to work every day. We have moments like this.
Aw.
You guys are amazing. Thank you.
You
Next
guys are
year,
amazing.
your two sons, Danielle,
Yeah.
Preston, Spencer, we'll do them in coffee.
Thank you. Can't wait for that.
Thank you to DeLonghi. Keep in mind, always, DeLonghi.com. It's where you go. You're buying the most incredible, beautiful, beautiful pieces for your kitchen. At the same time, they make the most incredible coffee and air fryers and this and that. And cookiesforkidscancer.org. Please, whatever you do, spend some time over there today. If not to donate, just to investigate. Find out what they're
Exactly.
doing and tell
Knowledge
your
is
friends about
power.
it. So DeLonghi, Cookies for Kid Cancer, we love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Elvis.